I'm Michael Burrows, I'm an anxiety specialist, and today I'm going to be reacting to Harry Potter's Ron Weasley as he has all of his fear reactions throughout the various Harry Potter movies.
I thought you ought to know.
So here he's just reacted to Professor Quirrell coming in and saying that there's a cave troll in the dungeon, and all the other kids have also reacted with a fear response here. So he's not the only one. In this case, all the children are screaming, they're all panicking. Let's see what happens in another scene.
You're a little scary sometimes. You know that.
So that's him getting intimidated and scared by Hermione there, who will later become his girlfriend.
Harry! He's not relaxing, is he?
Apparently not.
So in this scene we see where his anxiety is, it's understandable, right? He's sinking into this mass of vines there, and so he's screaming, he's going, help, right? So any of us would, and it's not helpful. In this wizarding world, there's a whole heap of dangers, like so many dangers to have anxiety about, but yet he needs to relax there, and he's not able to. So in this world, that level of fear, that level of anxiety is dysfunctional. It's not helping him, it's getting in his way.
You best hope I don't put bars on your window, Ronald Weasley. Ronald Weasley! Entirely your fault! If you put another toe out of line!
So we might have found a possible reason for his heightened anxiety. His mum can have quite intense reactions to things. He can get told off quite severely, and he seems quite afraid of her.
My wand. Look at my wand.
Be thankful it's not your neck. I don't know.
So here his wand's broken, which is a big deal for a wizard, right? And Harry's only response is be thankful it's not your neck, right? So Harry is actually engaging in a useful self technique here, where he is being grateful, which is helping to counteract the fear response. But when he applies this to poor old Ron, it's probably just going to make Ron feel worse, and that's often the case when we have it applied at us. But for Harry it's really functional, but for Ron, having that reaction like that isn't so helpful because they need to respond to the situation that is still ongoing.
Why spiders? Why couldn't it follow the butterflies?
Yeah, so giant spiders, I mean, any of us are going to react to giant killer spiders, but they need to, as well, to carry on with their adventure, they need to be able to follow the giant spiders. Poor Ron with his, well, he already has a fear of spiders, he's really struggling here.
I think he opened the Chamber of Secrets, like before. Shush.
Hagrid brought me here.
What?
Here he's unable to even concentrate on what is being said because he's got such a strong fear response going on. I mean, Harry seems kind of the opposite. He's just like, yeah, this is normal. This is what I deal with all the time. It almost seems like it's harder for the wizarding families than for the ones from Muggle families who are just like, wow, it's all so amazing and wonderful. I'm just going to take it all in. Maybe something like that.
Bloody hell! What's happening?
Looks pretty scary, but again, that's not helping him. That fear response is getting in his way. He's panicking, he's not able to think properly, to think things through, because when we panic, it knocks out our prefrontal cortex, where we think rationally, and he's going to need that.
Whoa! Your aura is pulsing, dear. Are you in the beyond? I think you are.
Sure.
So here he seems to be having some social anxiety. He's just agreeing with Professor Trelawney there, even though he probably doesn't really feel like his aura is in the beyond. He's just being agreeable so that he doesn't cause any like a scene in that classroom.
Da, 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 da.
Those griffins are probably fairly intimidating, but they're going to need to ride them, and so he needs bravery to be able to function in this world, and it would be helpful if he could get his adrenal baseline down a bit so he's not quite as reactive as we're seeing in each of these scenes. So the boggart takes the form of what we fear, so it's understandable that he'd feel fear in this situation, and he's able to work through and overcome that, which is good. That's functional.
Harry!
Bloody hell, Harry. That was not funny.
So there, Hermione thought it was funny. She knew it was Harry all along, whereas Ron is like, oh, what is that? So his assumptions are obviously going to something dangerous, whereas Hermione's is going to, oh, it's probably Harry. And that's where our anxiety comes from. It's based on our assumptions of what could happen in the future. And his are going to something more catastrophic, which is less helpful for them being able to go through their adventures and live in the wizarding world.
She's lethal.
So here, poor Ron, Mad Eye Moody has said that it's this lethal spider. He's already afraid of spiders. So again, understandable anxiety, but everyone else in the class is reacting as if it's a big joke. It's really funny. So poor Ron there, but it's not helping him to get through his classes.
Hey.
Not sure whether she's going to hit him or hug him, but Harry seemed to be smiling, so I'm guessing from that context that it might have ended up in some sort of embrace.
Set the bloody place on fire!
Yeah, so in that case, functional anxiety, right? The adrenaline is helping him to run faster. The screaming is even helpful because he's able to alert Harry and Hermione to the danger, both with tone and with the contents of what he's saying. So in that case, totally functional. Adrenaline helps us to run faster, be stronger, to be able to be more powerful and get away from danger, in which case that's really the only option with this big fireball there. So that's my reaction to a collection of Ron scenes where he gets a lot of anxiety throughout the series of movies in the Wizarding World. Now there is actually a cutting-edge psychological technique to take anxiety as a problem and not just eliminate it, but turn it into a kind of superpower. Now if that interests you, then you can click the link down below in the description and check out an exclusive case study video where I go over that in more depth for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe, like, it helps us to get the message out to more people about anxiety and what can help. I'll see you in the next one.
You're a little scary sometimes. You know that.